Hi there guys, Stefan here with my long overdue update video on what I've been getting up to in the POE League. So we did a reroll into another character and I'm gonna show you the character. We are level 91 and I have aptly named the character Stefan Learned His Lesson because the first character that we initially rolled for League Start was a little bit of a bait, and although I do not regret rolling the character, it definitely farmed me a little bit of starter currency, and I also managed to get a 5 link on the previous character, which we are still rocking. I'll go over the gear of the character a bit later on, but right now we are level 91 and we are doing SRS as a Guardian. The build is performing really good. It is excellent for doing the leak mechanic, which I've done a couple of Sanctums, and although on previous character I couldn't progress past like 2 or 3 rooms, on this one every time I'm doing a Sanctum, I get at least past the first floor, and I did manage to get like halfway through the second floor as well. But at this point, I decided, yeah, the character is going to be great for running Sanctums, but I wanted to complete my Atlas first. So I've not really been doing any Sanctums past like tier 10 maps. At that point, I just decided I'll do the Atlas stuff first, and I'm gonna do the leak mechanics later on, because this leak mechanic, in my opinion, it's really good for farming currency and for farming divines and exalts consistently once you're able to progress past the whole Sanctum. And I think that because you don't benefit much from defenses in terms of Sanctum, because your basically defensive mechanics do not work against the damage that you get in the Sanctum. So all you really want is maximum damage, and obviously you need to get the things that you get from the Sanctums that, you know, boost your future runs. So I've not really been playing with Sanctum a lot, but the few Sanctum runs that I did with the characters went really well. So I'll definitely get involved into Sanctum, but I'm just feeling that mapping and just progressing the mapping side of things is a lot more enjoyable, and I just don't want to break away from the from the flow of doing maps. So we've completed our Atlas. I'm just missing 2 more unique maps, which I'm sure I'll get to. But the first thing with any character that you want to do is complete the Atlas, because we get points for our Atlas tree. So even if you're running tier 1 maps, if you're doing them with all the bonuses that you can get from map completion, if you have the Atlas skill tree, fully developed, you get a lot more from running 1 map as opposed to running that same map, but without the bonuses that you get from the tree. So we wanted to get this done. It's accomplished. That's all wrapped up, minus the 2 extra passive points that I can get from completing the maps, the 2 unique maps, which I still haven't got. In terms of the character, I'm gonna go quickly over the gear. So we've got that 5 link, which we've not really changed over. I do have 1 armor that I just need to recolor it, and this is Dragon Scale Doublet, so it's armor and evasion based gear. So I need to get basically 3 off-color sockets, so I need 3 red and 3 blue. Once I manage to do that, it gives me 17% chance to suppress spell damage, 2 resists, and I've crafted life. So this should be my starter end game armor, because I don't really want to invest fusings into getting another 5 links. So what I'm gonna do is, once I manage to color this, I can potentially either save up chromes, or I can run Betrayal to get a chance to get some white sockets on it. So once we get this, I'm only gonna be focusing on getting an endgame 6-link chess piece. Now for that, I have managed to find a full dragon scale, which was level 86. I believe I had one. I have quite a few other level 85 full dragon scales. The reason that we want at least level 85 is that we want to get a maximum suppression roll, which requires at least item level 85. I do believe I had one which was 86. Maybe I didn't. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, so this one will be the. This will be, and I've managed to get maximum suppression roll, but it doesn't have anything else. It's got very low resists, like a mediocre roll. But this will be the chess piece that I'll be funneling all my essences and all my currency into crafting. Other than that, I've got, other bases which are at least level 85. I managed to get worm scale boots, which have got influence. I think this is the elder one, and this is the shaper one. I just managed to get those items by just completing maps. I think I was doing a Guardian invitation map, which I managed to get through Kira Cred mission, and obviously when you get to the red tier map missions, sometimes you get maps like that. So this one contains Baron at the end of the map, and it also has got Baronite influence on the map. So running such maps allows you to get influenced items, which is quite useful if you're doing, SSF run, because you can't, if you need a specific influence item, you need to run the specific, maps. We can't just buy the item. But yeah, I did chance into a couple of invitation maps which I ran, and this is where I got the bases from. But the gear that I've currently have got on this character is completely self-found. The only thing that I did craft was the wand. It's got +1 level of all million gems. It's got an increased damage roll, and then we managed to craft the trigger as the wand had an empty suffix. So the way that we got that one was very simple. It took me some essences, but it was just spamming Essences of Fear, which give you the minion deal increased damage mod, and then I was just spamming them on a Convoke Your Wand until I managed to get also a +1 to minion skill gem. So that one's not going to be replaced for a very long time. My next upgrade would be a +1 all minion, +1 to all gems, and then +1 to minion skill gems. So we want a +2 wand, which has got empty suffix, so we can craft the trigger, and it's got a minion increased damage roll or something else relevant. Obviously, when we get the +2, that would be the main thing. The armor, as I said, I'm gonna change into that armor, and I'm not gonna upgrade that until I manage to get a proper 6-link, which I'm gonna craft onto the base, which I showed you onto that one. Now the rest, that's just a +1 to level of minion skill gems had that I found. I think it was while I was actually leveling the other character, and I'm just using that for the +1 to minion skill gems mod. So I'm not gonna replace that until I obviously start crafting gear. This was quite a nice shield that I found with a lot of life. The chance to avoid elemental ailments doesn't really do much for us, because we find other ways that we deal with ailments. And it's got 26% increased minion damage, and we crafted some spell suppression. Boots, again, I've not changed those boots since probably I started doing white maps. This is again an item, and pretty much all the items are just stuff that I picked off the ground while I was doing the other character, and I just equipped them. And I'm never gonna replace them until I actually start crafting, you know, those items, which I want to get. Spell suppression on each gear slot, on the armor, helmet, the gloves, and the boots. I want them to be like a natural roll, because I'll be using evasion-based bases, and obviously because we want for the shield, we want to be using specifically a fossilized spirit shield for the minion qualities that we can roll onto such a base. Obviously, we can only craft the spell suppression, which is, I think the maximum is 10% that you can. So we're gonna miss out on, you know, a higher, you know, suppressions roll, but we're gonna have the benefit of using a base which is specifically for minions. Then my rings are actually not bad. This one has got increased cast speed, some regeneration, flat life, flat mana, minions do 33% increased damage, and also some minion elemental resistance. This one I need the dex roll, some life, some mana, some resist, and again, minions have got 15% movement speed. Ideally, I would want this to be increased attack speed rather than movement speed, but the movement speed works as well. And then 15% damage. Again, until I start crafting better gear, I can't really find something better. I mean, I could, but the probability is so low that I most probably will not find. And here we just got a Stygian Vice, which is not even crafted. I mean, I think I just found it as it is. I think I've got another, yeah, we've got another Stygian Vice that we can craft. Although our best in slot would be the unique Stygian Vice that has got no stats other than 2 abyssal sockets. But because for minion builds, the minion jewels are a great way to scale your damage, because you've got less ways to scale it off, you know, your gear and of the tree. Because minions only benefit from minion increased damage type of modifiers. Obviously, you want to get an extra jewel socket that you can use. So once I get the unique, I'm just trying to find. I did already manage to get one abyssal death, but the one that had a lich, but the lich didn't drop me the unique belt, unfortunately. So we need to keep searching for that one. We need to do abysses because we need to get level 82 you know, ghastly jewels. I think at the moment I've only got one that is 8. That one is corrupted, so I can't craft it. This one is 81, 67, 85, but corrupted again, 85 corrupted again. So yeah, we need to be doing abyss depth to get jewels as well that we can craft. And my amulet, again, here I'm looking for +1 or +2 to skill gems. But this is just leveling amulet that I've been using. Plus I needed the anoint to get some more intelligence on the tree without investing the hard points. My flasks are quite good. I actually crafted them recently. So all of them have got gain charges when you're hit by an enemy. This one has got immunity to poison, increased armor, immunity to freeze, and removes burning. Now I'm using which ore was it? Not clarity, not flame dash. Anyway, I'm using Tempest Shield, which gives me immunity to shock. So between the Tempest Shield and the Flask, which are pretty much active all the time, and they activate automatically because of the enchants that they've put in them. So this one has got used when charges reach full, and all the rest have got used when an adjacent flask is used. So basically, I go into a map, I press my Quicksilver once, and then through killing enemies and getting charges, this one is gonna reactivate when charges reach full, and all the rest are gonna just activate because an adjacent flask is used. So yeah, I was gonna use this Pantheon to get immunity to freeze, which is not dependent on a flask uptime, which is ideal. And especially if I was playing in hardcore, I would definitely want, you know, hard immunity. But because I'm in softcore, so I can probably get away with soft immunity, I wanted to use that Pantheon, which makes us tankier against damage over time. Gives me 40% chaos resistance against chaos damage over time. So my natural resistance minus 52, but essentially it is 40% higher than that. And obviously this, you know, chaos resistance is one of the areas where I would need to work to get, you know, to get it higher. Because ideally you want it at least positive. Ideally you want it as close to maximum as possible. Spell suppression 17. Once we recover the chest piece, that's gonna go to 34. And then the next stage, we're not gonna play with the one because getting a +2/1 would definitely take a lot more investment. But we're gonna start crafting all the bases. To have suppression, we want to get a Fossilized Spirit Shield with +1 to fire gems because SRS is a fire gem. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I got 2120 Summon Raging Spirit, and I didn't record it, but usually what I do is in my offhand, I put in 6 copies of the main skill gem that I'm using. So I'll level them, then I'll flip them to 20% quality, and then I'll level them once again to 20, so that I've got 6 copies of my main skill gem that are 20, level 20, and then 20% quality. And what you do is you corrupt the gem. Actually, we'll show you the others because I was really lucky that I managed to get it. I had see the other 5 gems, and they were all 2020, and then the first corrupt managed to hit 2120, which is super lucky. But yeah, in terms of gear, I'm just gonna try to get all of the other, the gloves, the boots, and the hat. I'm gonna try to get them to have suppression rolls. The hat is a bit tricky because we do definitely want, when we're playing a minion build, we definitely want the +2 to all minion skill gems. Now, trying to get a +2 and then a suppression roll and then potentially something else beneficial would be super difficult. It would take me a lot of currency because it's just, you know, RNG, and when you, I mean, the +2 roll on its own is super good. So what my strategy to get this, just as a starter, just a helmet that only has got a +2 minion skill gems roll. I'm gonna probably play with our friends Rock, Chuchen, and Gwenin. Well, not so much Gwenin, but Rock. Basically, what we can do is my strategies. I'm gonna be, because I've spec'd into expedition, so I've got a chance to get expedition each map plus some other good stats. So I'm going to be farming them while I'm just mapping, because now this is going to be the next thing, you know, keep running maps to get experience, because we are only level 91 still, and we want to be fighting bosses. I did already have one, pardon me, one Exarch invitation, but I failed it, unfortunately. I suck at the bow face, and that managed to get me. It's the only second time that I've got to Exarch, so the damage was definitely there, but I almost every time I failed the bow face. So we need to be running a lot more maps to get the invitations again. I have another shot at the bosses, but when we get more currency from expedition, we will be rerolling, and every time we see a helmet here, we will just try to craft it, hoping that we get a +2 2 helmets. Again, this would be just the starter helmet. The ideal helmet, which probably would be almost impossible to get, would be, you know, some sort of armor and evasion base, which we get high suppression, +2 skill gems for minions, and then whatever else we can get. But even that is on it in itself quite a tall order. The boots and the gloves, that will be easier. The shield wouldn't be too hard to craft as well, and then we'll play with the jewelry. And hopefully we don't need to craft an end game belt, because our end game belt would be the unique Stygian Vice. I don't have a lot of essences. I was spending all the essences that I was getting. I was basically just randomly throwing it on this 86 level full dragon scale, but so far the only thing is I managed to get a maximum suppression roll, but nothing else really good. So what the plan is now, we'll be building up our map pool. With just completed all the maps on the Atlas, so we want to get a lot of tier 16, tier 15s, tier 14, just build up the base, at which point we'll probably get rid of the Kirok mission stuff. We'll optimize the pathing of the Atlas. We'll get rid of those passes, because we don't really want, once you build up your you know, your red tier map base, you can essentially sustain infinitely. So that's the next goal. Just keep running maps to get, you know, and by maps I mean 14, 15s and 16s, because we want as much possible experience as possible. We want to level up, get the build at least to 95, 97, so we can get a few more jewels, and try to get, you know, keep running maps, because you get some master mission, you know, accumulation whilst you complete maps. We also want to be at invitations for Maven and for the 2 other bosses. As I said, this one we already had the invitation, but we failed it. I'm gonna get the Eater of World invitation and do them. And after this, yeah, it will be just getting currency, getting gear, potentially finding some build enabling, you know, uniques. Haven't found anything super rare or super build enabling, but we have found quite a few nice things. I have found a Sorters, and I've been thinking about a Sorters build in a long time. So we're getting, you know, nice bits and pieces. We did manage to find, I did farm the Devouring Diadem, and I also found the pair of boots that allow you to play Seismic Trap, I mean. What am I talking? Where are the boots? Oh yeah, the Deerstalker boots. And we also managed to find, I think, +1 to physical, either on an amulet or on a wand. I can't remember. Where did I put that? Oh yeah, we did find +1 physical spell gems on a minion wand. These are plus lightning. But I did manage, oh yeah, +1 to level of all physical spell gems. Yeah. Lightning as well. Yeah, so we were finding some, you know, nice things by just, you know, running maps. So this is the plan for now. We'll just keep running maps. We'll try to get up to fight some bosses. This is definitely a part of the Atlas that I want to do. I've never done a lot of bossing, purely because of the fact that usually this is the part where I lose interest in Path of Exile, the time when, you know, each next upgrade will require you to do, you know, to spend, you know, maybe in the tens or even hundreds, you know, of different essences. But I'll try to, you know, force my way through to that stage of the game. We'll get some, you know, better gear, and we'll fight some bosses. And also, of course, We've got the Sanctum that will be definitely be playing on that character, and yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I've completed the Atlas, and I'll be grinding to get more essences to craft gear. I'll be running more maps to get invitations for bosses. I've still got, you know, obviously the Atlas stones. I've not even gotten the first one, so we still have got this to finish, and I'm gonna leave you with a couple of highlights that I've recorded yesterday. Once we've completed the Atlas, I've run a couple of boss invitation maps. I'm not going to include the Exarch that I failed, and I think there was another one I failed. I can't remember what invitation that was. But anyway, yeah, I'll put in one of the invitations. I'll include the footage of the whole map so you can see how the build is purely mapping, and then I'll include 2 or 3 boss kills that I recorded, and that's it. I hope you enjoy the video footage. See you later, guys. Bye. Right, that is the first fight with a purifier for this season. We've just done our Atlas, and we have completed all the natural drops, and the only maps that I'm still missing are the uniques, so I'll be using for that to be able to get this point. I think I've got like another 8 or 10 points or so, so I'll just be using the Explorer scouting reports pardon me, which reroll the missions in Kirak's window using completed maps where possible. Now, although that it doesn't explicitly state that there will be a unique map, when this rerolls the maps, there is potential that there will be a unique map, and we've already completed all maps, so we don't really need those reports for anything else. Plus, we've got another 2, which specifically, the singular scouting reports, which specifically say that there will be a unique map. So hopefully, between those reports, and I've got about 27 red Kirak missions, so hopefully I'll be able to do them. But before that, I just wanted to, because it has happened to spawn burial chamber that's influenced by the Elder, and it spawns the Purifier, so I just wanted to record a fight. Area contains magic totems, monsters reflect 80% of physical damage. Unique boss has 35% increased life, unique boss has 70% increased area of effect. Monsters take 39% reduced extra damage from critical strikes. So, okay, let's see how it goes. Again, I'm just not gonna talk too much, and I'll not make a commentary, I'll just play. I'll try to concentrate, because I'm not really sure if I'll be able to manage it. I've just completed my Atlas, so I'm still... my gear is definitely lacking. I've not been able to spec into suppression yet. So I'm a bit on the squishy side still. So let's see how we're gonna do. I'm not yet doing too much of Sanctum. The build definitely does it well, but I've decided that I want to complete the Atlas first, which I've almost completed, so I'll be starting playing Sanctum very soon, probably on this character, and simultaneously I'll doing essences on maps, so I can gather an essence base to craft my gear, so that I can start bossing on that character as well. Because at the moment, as I said, it has got a very respectable clear, as you can see, but it still dies to things that happen in bossing. and I would definitely want to use it as a bosser, so I'll need to shore up those deficiencies with suppression, at least suppression, hopefully block as well, but we'll see about that. So far the gear is really nice. We'll see how it handles the mini Guardian at the end of the map. My previous showcase, what I wanted to show how the build would handle the Exarch. I mean, we definitely got damage for the fight, but mechanically I'm just horrible at this fight. So and I either need to change the mechanics of the boss, or I'll actually need to get good at it. But hopefully after, you know, a few more tries, I'll master the fight. But yeah, so far I'm failing it, and I would like to, you know, change that. Obviously make sure that you keep an eye on the health of your specters and your golem. Generally once they're level 19 or level 20 gems, they tend to stay alive, but still. Right. Okay, I'll port out later on, I'll clear the loot of the map later on, I'll just record the clear and the boss. I don't want to bore you with sorting through my inventory. I'll make another video of actually what other stuff I've managed to find along the way of completing the Atlas. Alright, let's go and do the boss. I've not done one of those mini bosses in a long time. I'm not even sure if I did them at all last week, I think not. But they're not overly complicated, they're fairly simple fights, and I think the character is quite capable, but we'll see if my player skill would fail me. Hopefully I'll be able to complete it, unlike the previous invitation, which I unfortunately failed. Okay, so that went quite nicely actually. I'll leave you with that, guys, and hopefully by the end of this week there will be a lot more videos like that. I've got the whole week off, so I've just completed my Atlas. I mean, I'm just gonna complete the last unique maps, which I'm gonna do right after I finish recording the video. And I'll start, gearing up, doing a lot of essences on lower tier maps. I've got pretty much all the bases I'm needing, so I'll craft them up and I'll start taking on, bosses and challenges. So look out for the content, and I'll see you in the next one, Exiles. Thanks very much for stopping by. Cheers, bye. Okay, now there is another announcement in our endgame starting bossing. So got to, again, through a Kirok mission, got Fortune of the Phoenix map with 27% more magic monsters, 38% increased monster attack speed, 45% increased cast speed. Also have got 20% chance to cause elemental ailment. Plus we've got 25% less area of effect, so item quantity 55, 21% monster pack size. Let's do that. We're actually lucky that we've already got the invitation for that, so if we manage, we'll be able to tick this one off from the invitation farming. Okay, I think we need to respect the map a little bit more. Maybe just slightly more. We're managing fine, but we shouldn't try to be too quick. Take our time. That was pretty nice drop. So potentially we can do some strength stacking shenanigans with poison, with chaos damage. I mean, that was nice. Oh, that was our last. That was the last flask that we were looking for before we can basically before we make it automatic, so that our flasks are activated automatically. So that'd be really nice. I'll roll the flask after we fight a Hydra. The reason that actually I didn't find stuff is that I'm still looking for a plus two helmet. So I'm just identifying any helmet that I come across and hope that I get just that mod, because that mod is so powerful for minion builds that if you just manage to to get a jackpot by finding that mod, that's gonna be just on its own. That should be enough to justify just wearing that item over anything else that you've got at the moment, even if it's got more defensive capabilities. Because yeah, definitely in this game, defense is sometimes the best defense. So okay, we've gone through the map. Let's quickly to the boss. Just don't panic, just don't panic. Panic. Almost there. Ah. Okay, we died once. That was just misplacement, but hopefully we got the fight in the back. For 50% to level 92, but oh well. Oh, come on, man! Oh. That's annoying. Okay, 2 deaths, but we still got it. That's one more favorite slot unlocked. Right, the next fight we're gonna do is Pit of the Chimera, and that's gonna be Maven Witnessed. For the invite, I realized I didn't select the Maven Witness for the previous one, so unfortunately we stupidly missed out on getting completion for that towards the invitation, but that's fine. So this one is Curse with Vulnerability, but it doesn't do anything for us because from our Ascendancy plus some points on the tree we are immune to curses, or rather they've got 0 effect on us. Then monster skills chain traditional times, extra damage for the boss, extra attack speed for the boss, monster hinder on hit with spells. Okay. Let's see how that one is going to go. Oh, nice bone helmet. 84. I think I need 85 plus, so that won't actually be too eventful for us. Plus, we want to have a helmet that's got at least some evasion, so that we can roll for spell suppression. Because spell suppression is incredibly important for our sustain. No, we're not gonna do the mechanics, so don't suck me in, please. We'll keep it just in case. We'll keep the bone helmet just in case. Okay, that's gonna take a minute, but it's doable. As you see, it is very much doable. We generally are not in very much danger. Yes, it may be tedious, but it gets the content done. Plus, okay, plus we got an exhaust. Okay, so we actually got to do some delve. That would actually be nice. Character is quite good mostly with essences. Unless it's something like a 6 essence mob, it does them pretty well. Okay, there you go. We did it deathless. So yeah, that was pretty good.